So I've been meaning to ask you, what's the status of bluebirds? I mean, why are you doing this bluebird survey and banding and all what you do?
Yeah, and it takes place kind of all over the country. So there are, bluebird kind of state bluebird organizations um, all over the country, and then there's a national group called the North American Bluebird um, Association. So they, so bluebirds are, they don't excavate their own cavities. They use the cavities of other birds, and you know, and so partially because of habitat, loss. Um, they haven't had, they don't have as many cavities that they can use, and then you couple that with the kind of competition from invasive species like house sparrows, and there was a pretty dramatic decline of bluebirds, in the last whatever. Well, there's a dramatic decline of migratory birds all over.
Yeah,
But
all
for
over
certainly,
time,
yeah,
it's been going down
exactly.
for quite a while.
So
Yeah.
bluebirds, definitely, saw a pretty dramatic decline, and so it's an effort to kind of bring them back. And one of the, what's nice is that we can create, human-made boxes that kind of replicate what they would look for in the wild. And so, with the efforts of different, with monitors and people, we're able to kind of start to bring, bluebird populations back. Banding is really just to, like, if we happen to get to recover bluebirds that have bands on them, then we can start to learn more about their dispersal, and also how climate change is affecting, how late, how many times, like I was mentioning, how many times they nest. Like that New Jersey last year had its first four brood season,
Right.
which is,
Yeah.
pretty unusual, like how their range might be expanding. And we are seeing, a slow recovery. So we're working to kind of move them into more into the southern part of Cape May County. There were nesting bluebirds in southern Cape May County prior to 2014, I believe it was. And then there was a really, really harsh winter and a late frost, and I guess it really devastated the population, and they have not completely recovered into the southern part of the county. So, we're trying to kind of get them to kind of move back into.
So even one season of
harsh weather,
catastrophic event could really affect them for a number of years.
Yeah, yeah. But several counties last year had kind of record numbers of banding chicks, including Cape May County. We had our record, kind of our year record number. Though some people said that they noticed that the broods were smaller. So that I didn't notice that here in Cape May County, but that they would lay 5 eggs, but not all 5 eggs would hatch. That the chicks overall were smaller. So there's concern kind of nationwide for certainly insect-eating birds, that not only is habitat loss, but also insect loss.
Right.
And
Yes,
so,
I've heard insect abundance has
Right.
really dropped as well. So for insect-eating birds, that's got to affect them.
Yeah. So again, like trying to encourage their nesting, give them the best chance
Yeah.
to actually fledge healthy young. Supplementing a little bit
Yeah.
when you can,
Nice. Nice.
helps the population, stay strong. Because it can get affected pretty quickly by, climate and whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's so great. I'm so glad you're involved with this.
It's been
Helping the
really
bluebirds.
so much so much to learn, and it's been really rewarding.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I'm glad that you
much.
could join me on my rounds here.
Yes, we